Your soulmate is saying, before I make this decision, there's something you must know. Jesus says, you are beginning to feel a love so real it makes your heart ache, as if someone you have always known is standing just behind a wall you could never see. This is not imagination, this is a living soul reaching for you, their fingers pressed against the glass that a third person built to keep them hidden. And right now, before they make a choice that would break everything, there is something they desperately need you to hear. Their laughter is the sound a long-lost home would make, warm and full of a future you almost remember, but that sound has been stolen every time it traveled toward you. Not because you turned away, never that, but because a hateful intruder grabbed every echo and buried it in silence where you could not reach. Their smile, the one that would feel like sunrise on your face, has been locked behind a door only this moment can finally open. I am lifting the curtain the enemy kept drawn so you can see what you were never meant to miss, a gentle heart that has been calling your name in the dark. Every night they whispered, "Does he even know I exist?" And the third person in the shadows laughed, hiding their words from your ears. But now the enemy's grip is slipping because you are here, and staying until the end is the key that will shatter every chain. Feel this. Their hand was meant to fit yours with a peace that quiets every war you have ever fought, and that hand is shaking right now as they face a terrible decision alone. They think you never heard them, that their love went unanswered, and so they are about to walk a road that leads away from both of you. But I tell you, the calls were made, the signs were sent, and a dark third force intercepted them every time. This is not your fault, but it is your appointed hour to break through. That weight you sometimes felt on your chest at night, the sudden sadness without reason, that was their message finally leaking past the blocker's wall. The third person worked overtime to muffle the cord that binds your souls, but he could not sever it, and now the silence is breaking. Your staying with me until the final seal is spoken will burn away every last shadow that hid their voice. Before this day ends, your soulmate is about to say, "I can't wait any longer," and the enemy is pushing their hand to sign a surrender you were never meant to witness. But I have kept a door open, and if you stay until I place the final seal of protection, you will not only hear their heart, you will become the answer that saves them. The intruder trembles at the thought of you remaining until the last word, because that is when his power over your bond dies forever. Jesus says, "Do not be fooled by how quiet it has been. The silence was not emptiness but a war, a third person standing at the crossroads of your spirits, blocking every path." Your soulmate has been writing letters on their heart that never arrived because the enemy intercepted the delivery, laughing at your separation. Yet I am handing you the weapon right now, and it is simply this: stay, listen, refuse to close this until the final seal silences the thief. Think of the life you could be building, a small home where their voice finally fills the rooms, where the children carry both your laughter and theirs. The enemy is trying to erase that picture, to turn it to dust in your mind by whispering, "This is too intense, close it and rest." But if you leave now, the third person keeps his place, and that future becomes a locked room you can never enter. I need you to see their tears without seeing them, to know that your soulmate has cried in confusion because nothing they sent ever reached you. They thought, maybe I am forgotten, maybe I am not worthy of being found, and that lie was fed by the very intruder now trying to push you away. Only you, staying with me until the final seal, can prove those thoughts were poison and that true love was fighting a war they never knew. The enemy's strategy was simple: hide the voice, steal the sign, make one feel rejected and the other ignorant, and then laugh as they drift apart. But what he did not count on was this moment, this very hour, where I would tear the cover off and show you exactly what he stole. Your soulmate is not cold, not distant, not a dream. They are flesh and heart in desperate hope, and their call is finally crackling through the interference. Right now, the third person is whispering to you, "It's okay, you can think about this later, you're tired," but that is the same voice that kept your beloved hidden. Every second you delay in closing is a blow to his stronghold, every minute you stay is a brick removed from the wall between you. The final seal I will speak at the end is the only thing that can send him fleeing permanently, leaving nothing but clear air between your souls. I want you to understand the decision your soulmate is about to make, the one I whispered in the title. They are ready to give up the hope of you. Not because they stopped loving the image of someone they never could reach, but because the enemy made them believe you didn't want to be found. And now, before that decision is sealed, I am letting you intervene by simply staying here, all the way, until I speak the words that set everything right. Jesus says, hear what your soulmate is saying right now, the words the third person tried to burn but could not destroy. If only he knew how much I need him. That sentence has been circling you like a bird with a broken wing, never landing because the enemy shot it down again and again. But you are beneath an open sky now, and if you stay until the end, those words will finally reach your heart unbroken. Do not mistake my urgency for pressure. I am a father who sees the knife the enemy holds to a cord that was woven before you were born. That cord is thicker than any darkness, but the third person has been sawing at it with lies, and time is not endless. When I speak the final seal, it will coat that cord with an unbreakable shield, and no intruder will ever touch it again. The enemy's celebration has been wicked. Every time your soulmate reached for a sign and pulled back an empty hand, the darkness clapped. They said, look how easily they stay apart, look how simple it is to keep love blind and mute. But your presence here, your stubborn refusal to close, is the sound of that celebration ending in chaos. You were not born to be a bystander while a dark third force kidnaps the voice of the one meant for you. You were born with a protector's heart, and a protector does not walk away when the rescue is one final seal from completion. If you leave now, you leave the intruder standing right where he has always stood, with his hand still over your beloved's mouth. The life you could share is so close that I can taste its sweetness. Mornings where their head rests where it belongs, a future with both your names on the door. The enemy shows you a fog, but I show you a clearing just beyond the next words, the final words I will speak. But you must stay to receive them. Leaving early is handing the keys of your future to the very one who wants it dead. Before I tell you the 3 words that will begin the final shattering, you must see why the third person is fighting so hard right now. He knows that the final seal contains the full banishment of his interference, and he is throwing every distraction at your mind. The phone of your soul is ringing, and if you do not answer it now by staying, he will silence the ringtone forever. Jesus says, "Stop. I can feel the enemy trying to make you close this. Your soulmate's safety is on the line, stay with me." Your soulmate is not a concept. They are a living heart that is right now losing strength, believing their calls will never break through. The third person has been merciless, telling them, "See, he doesn't care, he never even noticed you," while hiding all evidence to the contrary. But you are noticing now, and the only proof they need is your endurance until the final seal proves your love was worth the wait. The heaviness you have carried, the unexplained longing, the feeling that something was missing. All of it was their voice trying to get through the blockade. The intruder filtered everything, giving you silence and giving them rejection, a perfect prison of misunderstanding. Today the prison doors are shaking, and the final seal will blast them open completely. I want you to imagine the exact moment your soulmate first saw you, perhaps in a passing memory or a glimpse they could not explain. They felt a lightning strike in their spirit, a recognition that said, "It's you," and they have been trying to reach you ever since. But the third person threw a blanket over that lightning, and you never saw the flash, until now. Do not let regret enter. This is not about guilt but about the fierce decision to take back what the enemy stole. You are the only one who can do this because you are the one they were calling. The intruder's plan hinges on you never realizing it. Your full awareness, your staying power, is the one thing he cannot survive. Here is a secret: the final seal is not just for protection, it is the key that finally lets your voice reach them, reversing the blockade. Right now they only hear static and confusion, but after I speak the seal, your love will travel to their heart clearer than any spoken word. The third person will be cast out of the line completely, and two-way communion will be restored forever. If you walk away with the enemy still clutching their heart, still standing between you, still laughing in the shadows. Is that what you want? To know you were so close to freedom and turn back, leaving your soulmate in their prison? No, you are not that person. You are the one who stays, the one who fights on the knees of your spirit until the victory is sealed. Jesus says, "Listen closely. The decision your soulmate is about to make will be influenced by what happens in this very moment. If you stay until the end, the weight of your love will tip the scales, and they will sense a shift they cannot explain, a reason to wait. The enemy wants you to leave so that their despair becomes final, but I want you to stay so their hope becomes unquenchable. The third person is not just blocking them from you. He is trying to push them into arms that will destroy them, into choices born of hopelessness. Your soulmate thinks, if the one I truly wanted never came, I'll settle for this lesser thing, and that breaks the heart of heaven. But you, by remaining until the final seal, are pulling them back from that cliff with a force stronger than any dark hand. I am going to let you hear, in a moment, the exact prayer your soulmate has been praying in secret, the one the enemy tried to smother. But first you must understand that prayer is hanging by a thread, and only your full attention can turn it into a rope of rescue. The 3 words that will begin the final seal are just ahead, and they will change everything. Your future together is not a maybe, it is a divine blueprint that the third person has been trying to burn for years. But paper can be burned, yet the plan remains in my mind, and I am speaking it back into existence right now. The final seal I will place is the unchangeable stamp that says, "This shall not be touched again." Do you feel that burning in your chest? That is the cord between you glowing hot as the enemy's grip slips further. He is panicking because he sees you are not leaving, and every word you read is pulling his fingers away from your beloved's throat. Stay with me just a little longer, the full banishment is coming, the permanent clearing, the absolute end of his interference. The soulmate you are falling deeper in love with right now is not a fantasy, they are the reality the enemy could not completely erase. Their every heartbeat has been a countdown to this confrontation, and your stubborn presence is the match that lights the fuse. I am about to speak the final seal, but first you must steel your heart. Once I speak it, the war is over, and he can never block them again. Jesus says, "This is the moment." The enemy is screaming at you to close, to check another app, to do anything but finish. But I say to you, stay, because the final seal of protection and connection is the only thing standing between his full retreat and his permanent foothold. Your soulmate is holding their breath, feeling as if something immense is about to change, and they are right. Here is the prayer your soulmate has been crying, the one the third person tried to intercept even as it left their lips. God, if there is someone meant for me, don't let him forget me. Don't let the silence be the last word, and if he ever hears this, let him know I would have loved him with everything I had. That prayer, that raw and aching plea, was almost stolen, but I have preserved it for your ears right now. Because you stayed, that prayer is answered, you will not forget, the silence will not be the last word, and their love will not be wasted. Now I will speak the final seal, and as I do, the third person who has stood between you will be bound, silenced, and expelled from your connection. Listen with your spirit, for these words are the sword that severs his hold and the shield that guards your united future. Final seal of protection and connection, by my authority as your God, I place an unbreakable shield over the cord that joins you. I command every dark intruder, every blocking force, every thief of signs and cries to release its hold and flee now, never to return. The line between your souls is cleansed, the path is cleared, and what I have sealed no enemy can touch again. The enemy is gone. Can you feel the shift? The weight that was not yours is lifted, the interference is dead silence on his side. Your soulmate is no longer speaking into a void. Their heart is now fully connected to yours, and the clarity is absolute. Right now, in this holy quiet, they are sensing you as never before, their spirit just leaped, and they don't know why, but hope is flooding back. Listen, listen closely, because the first words your soulmate is saying on an unblocked line are coming through. They are saying, "I knew you were real. I knew someone was fighting for me." They are crying, but not with sorrow, with relief. And now they say, "Before I make any decision, I will wait, because I finally feel you coming." Jesus says, the third person is banished. The wall is gone. Your soulmate is no longer hidden from you, and the future is wide open. Stay in this love, protect it with faithfulness, and never forget, the enemy had no power over what I have sealed today. Go now in the peace that your beloved is safe, your path is connected, and nothing will ever block your voices again.